Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with social skills number 5, and this deals with assertiveness. Okay? I want to talk about an essential aspect of our social interactions, assertiveness. Assertiveness plays a crucial role in how we communicate, navigate relationships, and assert our needs and boundaries. However, like any skill, it can have both positive and negative effects depending on how it's utilized. And I know that for myself, I can get with people and it isn't always the right thing, but I can be assertive when I feel like people are attacking me. Sometimes I retreat, but sometimes I don't retreat. I'm just going to be honest with you. But I try to do things if I do, whereas I'm not doing anything illegal. But if it requires, I feel like it requires me to speak up, I'm going to speak up for the right reasons. Let's start with this, with the positives. Assertiveness empowers individuals to express their thoughts, feelings, and desires clearly and respectfully. It fosters open communication and honesty in relationships, whether personal or professional. For example, imagine a scenario where you're working on a group project and someone keeps interrupting your ideas. Instead of staying silent or becoming aggressive, assertiveness allows you to calmly address the issue, asserting your right to be heard while still respecting the other person's perspective. We got to start speaking up. Because if we don't start speaking up, these people at the highest level are just going to just do whatever because they're going to think that we don't care about our rights on this earth. Everybody should have the right to live, without being lorded over for the wrong reason. Now, if you're committing crimes, I'm not talking about that. People need to be fair. Remember, they don't want people just trying to tell them everything to do and how they should live their lives, If they're not breaking any rules or laws or anything like that, or doing criminal activities. We got to start standing up. Furthermore, assertiveness can build self-confidence and self-esteem. When we assert ourselves appropriately, we validate our own worth and value. Their self-assurance radiates in our interactions, earning the respect of others and strengthening our relationships. I'm not going to let people just run me over. I might not say anything for a while and just see how far it's going to go, but at some point I have to put people in check because I matter to myself. Whether I matter to anybody else, I matter to myself, and you should matter to yourself. And people should have you should have a limitation on how far you allow people to step over your boundaries. I'm not talking about getting violent or nothing like that. I'm talking about talking and being assertive with your feelings. So people I know in some parts of the world it's more complicated, but we're going to have to pray. You need to pray about that for a change, because we're the only ones can make the change, If you don't stand up for yourself, who's going to stand up for you? For myself, when I needed help, I didn't see anybody. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to let people overtake me, so I'm going to stand up for myself. What if nobody comes to help you? What you going to do? Don't give up. Sometimes you have to be assertive. However, there's a flip side to assertiveness when it's not wielded with care. Too much assertiveness can border aggression, alienating others and damaging relationships. And that's true too. I've said some things sometimes I probably shouldn't have said, but, I just move on. I go to God with it and turn it over to Him. But sometimes people need a little harshness, so they'll step back. For instance, consider a situation where a colleague consistently dominates meetings, shutting down opposing viewpoints. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. While assertiveness is vital for sharing ideas, excessive dominance can stifle collaboration and create resentment among team members. If there's only one person, you got a whole group of people, and you got one person dominating, well, that's just like that's what they want. That don't necessarily mean that's what everybody else wants. That's why you got to speak up. There's strength in numbers. Additionally, some individuals struggle with assertiveness and may resort to passive or aggressive behaviors instead. Passive individuals often avoid confrontation altogether, sacrificing their needs for the sake of harmony, which can lead to frustration and resentment over time. I've been like that. Sometimes I just don't, it's not worth my time. I feel like it's worth my effort or time to say anything. If I try to say something and people don't hear it and they don't think it's important, that's fine. They don't have to, and then I just step back and don't say anything. Sometimes I just don't even bother, because sometimes people gotta deal with whatever their consequences for whatever their behavior is, good or bad. Sometimes I don't feel like it's worth my time to even comment, but when I do feel like I need to step up, I'm gonna do that, even if it means the other person's gonna get stung a little bit with the words. On the other hand, aggressive individuals bulldoze over others' opinions, prioritizing their own agendas at the expense of others' feelings. That's why you got to be careful who you jump on, who you try to go after. Make sure you got yourself together first before you try to, chastise somebody. You better make sure your house in order, because that ain't going to work. You're gonna try to chastise somebody and criticize somebody, but you don't have yourself together. That don't make any sense. Keep your mouth shut then. Keep your mouth shut then. If you don't have yourself together, what do you look like trying to tell somebody else what to do when you can look at your life and tell you ain't in order? Get your life in order first. So how do we strike the right balance with assertiveness? It begins with self-awareness and empathy. Understanding our needs, our own needs and boundaries, allows us to assert ourselves confidently without trampling over others. Empathy enables us to consider the perspectives and feelings of those around us, fostering mutual respect and understanding. In conclusion, assertiveness is a powerful social skill that can yield positive outcomes when applied effectively. By finding the middle ground between passivity and aggression, we can cultivate healthy relationships built on mutual respect, open communication, and empathy. I'm going to start doing lives in July, but it's going to be open sessions where, it's just going to be about us building a community where we can socialize in a positive manner with people all over the world. And I want to build it into a really fun live, where we're not going to be focused on the troubles of the world, but where we'll be able to communicate back and forth with each other from wherever we're at in the world. And so I really look forward to that. And I just hope that you will tune in and not be worried about, what you look like, who you are, how much money you have, or anything like that. But it'll be an opportunity for you to be able to meet other people from all over the world and maybe gain some mentors in your area, or give us ideas of what we can do if we're visiting your community.